Hey, ladies, so there are three signs that you may be on autopilot in your relationship. So, the first sign is that you feel taken for granted or you feel like the relationship is one sided. So, what that looks like is you may be the one initiating everything. You may be initiating the plans, the conversations, you may be initiating taking the kids out, you may be initiating everything, putting in more effort than you're receiving. You may feel like you're putting in and investing so much, and your man or your spouse or your partner may not be as invested or not as responsive as you. So that's one sign that you could definitely be on autopilot. The second sign that you may be on autopilot in your relationship is lack of quality time and connection. My gosh, that is huge in relationships. But a lot of times, I will say this, people become busy. People are busy. You know, y'all have children, y'all have lives, y'all have family. A lot of you may be in church. So there's so much that is being taken out of you that causes you to be busy. And so now what you have to do is practice that time management, those time management skills. It's very important for your professional life as well as your personal life, but for your relationship, because it can get stale and feel dead. You have to spend that quality time with each other. You have to spend that quality time because that improves the affection, that improves the relationship, that improves the relationship with your children, because you want your children to see that quality time being spent so they see what a healthy, good relationship looks like. A third sign is diminished intimacy and affection. What that looks like is there's no hugs or less hugs than it used to be. There's no kisses or less of that. Most times in the beginning of the relationship, it starts out great, starts out with a lot of non-sexual intimacy, sexual intimacy, which it shouldn't, but just being real, it does. And a lot of times when comfortability comes in, when the other person gets too comfortable, everything starts to go downhill. Everything starts to go downhill. And a lot of times with men, they feel like sexual intimacy is what's going to keep the relationship rocking and rolling. But what matters first is the non sexual intimacy. Women crave that. Women need that, because if that does not get done, you can say goodbye to the sexual intimacy. Or if she's still giving you that, it's not deep. Like y'all have to understand that deep conversations, being vulnerable with each other, that's a requirement for the relationship to improve. That's a requirement for the relationship to grow. You need deep, intimate conversations. You need that vulnerability. Talk about your emotions, talk about your feelings, talk about that's that pillow talk. Pillow talk with each other, that is so needed in relationships. You need that. And so all these three things you need in a relationship for it to thrive, for it to grow. Because if not, yes, you're going to be on autopilot in the relationship. You're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel like it's not moving. It's not moving anywhere. You're just there and you kind of feel dead inside. And a lot of times exhaustion is a huge reason why you may feel like you're on autopilot. So you have to practice those time management skills, like I said, and speak to your partner, talk to your partner, communicate with your partner about what it is that you need. And the both of you sit down and come up with a solution to help you all prosper in your relationship. You don't have to give up so easily. Just communicate with each other so you can go ahead and get that time in. You have to put in the work in order for it to grow. So I really hope this helped you ladies out today. Stay tuned for more about relationships, and I hope you all have a great day.